Rayan Gamoa. Now, I'm not gonna lie, he looks scary. Yes, people, welcome back to my channel. Romario Webster here, and before we get into today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you know when I drop a video. We're dropping content weekly and the season's about to start. So today we're going to look at a few Wonder Kids who I think are ones to watch for the 25-26 season. First up, we're starting on the south coast with Bournemouth and Bournemouth's French forward Eli Junior Kroupy. Now, Bournemouth signed this forward from Lorient in February this year. Because of their agreement with Lorient, he stayed on loan there and he had a good season. Eli Junior Kroupy is actually the son of a former Ivory Coast forward who played for the likes of Rennes and Lorient, the club that Junior Kroupy was brought up at. Now, Junior Kroupy did stay on at FC Lorient, as I just mentioned, and he went on to win the league. They weren't in Liga, French's top division. They were in Ligue 2, League 2 if you want. And he was the top goal scorer, player of the year, and they won the league. So Eli Junior Kroupy had a stellar season last year with Lorient. Albeit it was in the league below French's top division, League. You still have to rate it. Eli Junior is 19 years old. He only turned 19 in June, so he played all of last season, 18 years old, and he won the league, top goal scorer, player of the year. So that just gives you an insight into the sort of talent he is. He scored 22 goals last season, getting 3 assists from 30 games. I mean, it's impressive. Whether he features week in, week out for Bournemouth remains to be seen. I'm not so sure, but as a man who plays a lot of Football Manager, I can assure you he's rated highly in the football industry. He made his debut for Lorient, 16 years old and 345 days, breaking Matteo Guendouzi's record, who of course used to play for the Gunners. He set that record at Lorient, and he was the third youngest debutant that season behind Warren Zaire-Emery and Lenny Yoro, who Lenny Yoro obviously plays for Man United now. So you can see the company he's in. He has played in France's top division, but Lorient obviously got relegated in that season, and then he went on to get him back to Ligue 1. Junior Kroupy actually did make his debut, well, not competitive debut, but his debut for Bournemouth in a pre-season friendly against West Ham. He came off the bench. So, as I said, I'm not sure how much we'll see from him, but he's going in my fantasy team. 4.5 mil. I'm considering doing a bit of fantasy football content. Watch this space, but yeah, Junior Kroupy could be one to watch. Bournemouth have signed him. He was only around £10 million from Lorient. So, yeah, look out for this one. He could be a very, very good player this season. Now, this is in no particular order, by the way, so please forgive me. I am just sort of going for it. And my next player on the list is Estevao. Now, we all know about Estevao, Chelsea's Brazilian forward, nicknamed Messinho, of course, after Lionel Messi, left-footed player, but plays similarly to Neymar. He's had numerous comparisons back in Brazil to Neymar, and he's already won a load of silverware. We also saw him appear at the Club World Cup with Palmeiras, who have birthed the likes of Endrick, Gabriel Jesus, Angelo, who Chelsea also signed but now plays for Al Nassr out in Saudi Arabia. So he comes from a good club that has produced a lot of talent. Estevao bought from Palmeiras last year for £30 million up front, an additional £20 million in add-ons based on future incentives. And it's looking like a bargain. He actually scored, this is fairy tale stuff, he scored against Chelsea in the Club World Cup in his final game for Palmeiras. And you can't write it, can you? Stuff of dreams. What a goal it was. He literally roofed it into the top of the net with his right foot, his weaker foot. So you can see, even though he plays off the right-hand side and he likes to cut in on his left, he's not afraid to go down the wing and have a shot of his right. He actually made his debut in a friendly last night. Obviously, the time of recording, Chelsea played by Leverkusen last night, and Estevao opened the scoring. Cole Palmer hit the bar, the ball bounced back to Estevao, and he was on hand to put it in the net. So you're looking at a player that not only is very good at dribbling and has flair and is known for all the stuff we associate with young Brazilian forwards, he's also got the knack of getting goals. So for me, Estevao could be quite a big player. And a nice little fact here that I found was he signed his first pro Nike contract, so his sponsorship deal, which all these football players and athletes have. Estevao signed his first deal with Nike at 10 years old, and the previous record was Rodrigo of Real Madrid, who I'm hoping is wearing an Arsenal top this season, but he signed his first contract with Nike at 10. So that just gives you an insight into the sort of talent we have in the Premier League now. And I'm jealous he plays for Chelsea, I'll be honest. Next up on the list is Elhaji Malik Diouf. Now, this left full-back, wing-back, winger, he can play anywhere on that left-hand side. Signed for West Ham from Slavia Prague for a fee of around £90 million. From what I've seen, the little things I've seen from Haji Malik Diouf so far is that he's very attacking. He bombs up and down that left-hand side. Graham Potter's used him in pre-season in 3 of the games. He's used him on the right. He's used him on the left as a wing-back, as a full-back. Graham Potter looks like he's going to deploy a 3-at-the-back system. And I think this is the sort of system that's going to benefit Haji Malik Diouf. He whipped in a ball, set up Jared Bowen against Bournemouth, I believe. And I remember watching and I'm thinking, this is someone to watch. He's another one that snuck into the fantasy team. I can see him getting a load of assists, maybe even a couple goals. Got 7 goals and 3 assists playing for Slavia Prague last season. He's only 20 years old, Senegalese international. You know the sort of player Senegal produced: Sadio Mane, Idrissa Gueye, Kalidou Koulibaly, Iliman Ndiaye at Everton. So he comes from a country that produces good players. And don't write him off going to a bigger club in the near future. I think he's the sort of player Arsenal could actually have, different to Lewis Skelly and Zinchenko and even Calafiori in the way we use them, where they all invert. Malik Diouf is a bit of a traditional fullback, bombs up and down, stays wide, whips balls into the box, and he looks like a danger. So yeah, look out for this guy, man. Next up, another player that isn't really a surprise. Now, shouts out to all my Liverpool friends who are always watching the content. Big them up. We've been having debates about the player I'm going to name after this player, but Rayan Gamoa. Now, I'm not going to lie, he looks scary. He looks very scary. The way he plays, I'm trying to compare him to someone, and the easiest comparison is Raheem Sterling. Similar way of dribbling, similar levels of speed, very fast, scarily fast, but he seems more technical than Raheem Sterling. He seems a bit more composed, a bit more sure with the ball. He scored a great goal against Athletic Bilbao, albeit it wasn't the Bilbao first team, but he gets the ball from just inside his own half, basically tells Curtis Jones to leave it. I've got it. He only uses his right foot, carries the ball all the way, and just outside the box whips it in the far corner. And when you see a 16-year-old, he turns 17 at the end of August, but he's 16 at time of recording. And when you see a 16-year-old do that, have the confidence to say to a senior player, Curtis Jones is quite young, but a senior player to Rayan Gamoa, and he just says, look, I've got this. I'm going to carry this ball, and he delivers. I think he could be a key player for Liverpool this season. When I say key, I mean he can come off the bench, maybe start a few cup games, with Luis Diaz obviously leaving the club, Darwin Núñez, Ekitike has come in, Florian Wirtz has come in. Looks like they're going to get Alexander Isak as well, and there's going to be times where they need rest. And if you've got a young, hungry player like Rayan Gamoa waiting in the wings, it's not a bad option. Few things that give you insight into Rayan Gamoa as a player. Chelsea was seething. It's been reported that they were left seething with Liverpool with the way they conducted the deal. But Rayan Gamoa, because he was 16 or 15 when Liverpool signed him and his contract expired at 16, he was open to do what he wanted. Clubs can't tie players down before the age of 18. Once you're 18, you can then sign a professional contract. So Liverpool basically took advantage of that and managed to convince Rayan Gamoa to join them, and Chelsea were devastated. He won numerous Player of the Year, Player of the Tournament awards whilst playing in that Chelsea academy, and we know the sort of players, the level of ability Cobham produced. So that just gives you an insight into how good this boy can be, and his confidence matches the ability. He said in interviews that he believes he can win the Ballon d'Or one day. Not only does he believe he can, he wants to win it. This is a player with elite confidence, and in elite level sport, no matter the sport you're playing, you need to have the confidence, the ability, the mentality. When I've been around certain athletes, you can tell the ones that some athletes just have this mental fortitude that is scary. They're unfazed, and he's got a joyful aura about him, and it seems like, as well as being happy and enjoying the game, you see when he scores or sets a goal up, he's smiling. He's got a couple of assists in pre-season for Liverpool, and to match that with that confidence of, yeah, I believe I can win the Ballon d'Or. Scary player. So Rayan Gamoa, not much of a secret, but look out for him. Last but certainly not least, you know, it is my boy Max Dowman. Now, he is a gunner. He's an Arsenal boy, 15 years old. 15, doesn't turn 16 until December. I can't believe it. I'm not sure. Definitely from Arsenal. I've never seen a talent this good come from the Arsenal Academy. And we've had obviously Bukayo Saka, Cesc Fabregas, Jack Wilshere, you name them. We've had good players come out of the Arsenal Academy. But Max Dowman, there's just something about him. There's something about him, and it's because he's 15, and the confidence in his ability to just take the ball and dribble against senior players that are like 5'10", 10 years older than him. 10 years older than him, which is 25, which isn't old, by the way. It's mental. I don't know where he's got this level of ability from. He's been at the club since he was 9 years old. He made his debut for the under-18s when he was 13. Played in the UEFA Youth League last year at 14, scoring, become the youngest ever goal scorer in the UEFA Youth League. This is a special talent. This is a scary, scary talent. Max Dowman has made his debut finally for the first team, not competitively in pre-season games, but his performances off the bench against Newcastle, Villarreal the other week, even Tottenham. He won a penalty against Newcastle and Villarreal, and it just looks like he can't be dealt with easily. He's a problem. Gets the ball off the right-hand side, drives through players like it's nothing. It's like he's floating. Honestly, I've not seen a talent for a long time from England this good. Rayan Gamoa is very, very good. I think they're very similar in terms of potential, but Max Dowman, there's just something about him that's different. And one of his coaches, I actually got laughed at for saying this to one of my mates, but he reminds me of Kaká a little bit in the way he dribbles. He's deceivingly quick. When he gets the ball and he starts driving through the middle, it just reminds me of Kaká, albeit Max Dowman is left-footed, Kaká was right-footed. But the way Kaká just used to glide through players was scary. And Max Dowman's got that. One of his youth coaches actually compared him, a Brazilian youth coach compared him to Kaká. And, you know, not saying I'm on that level, but that made me feel better because I can just see it. The way Dowman gets the ball, drives through the middle of teams is scary. And I can see him featuring a lot. Similarly to Rayan Gamoa, there's just some talents you can't deny. Wayne Rooney, Michael Owen, Lamine Yamal, Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not putting these players in that echelon of player. It's early, you can't. But when you're showing this level of ability at this age, how long do you hold them back for? You've seen it with Saka. He's been in the Arsenal first team since 18, 19 years old. Ethan Nwaneri, Miles Lewis-Skelly, starting Champions League semi-finals at 18. Yes, Dowman is 15, 3 years younger, but when you're that good, sometimes, you know, you just can't hold them back. So it's the old adage saying, you know, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I think Max Dowman is more than good enough. So let's see. But they're my 5 Wonder Kids to watch. Let's see how they get on this season. Obviously, no pressure on any of them. The one I'm, to be honest, most interested to see is Eli Junior Kroupy. Obviously, there's just something about him. His goal scoring record in France last season was interesting. I like that Bournemouth have gone to see what he's like. And no doubt, if he has a good season, the big clubs will come sniffing around in a year or two. We all see it with Brighton, Brentford, Bournemouth. They get the players. That's their test for the bigger clubs. And then they get the move. So let's see what happens to them. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and I'll see you next time. Peace.